Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle, and today I want to talk about um, autism and trauma, and how it's hard to diagnose this in children when the traits can overlap in both conditions. You might find repetitive play, social withdrawal, intense anxiety, and sleep issues. I know that these are the overlapping traits for me, so that is why I'm choosing to talk about them. I want to also disclose or warn, I do discuss sexual abuse. Some people call it or refer to it more as molestation. I don't really like that word, so I'm going to stick with sexual abuse. And I think that this is a video for anybody can hear this video. I don't think it should be censored for children. Maybe just listen to it before your children maybe watch it. But I want my voice to be heard. I've been silenced for over 15 years and I want to be heard. My stepfather was sexually abusive towards me, and I feel that my mom did nothing about this. Neurodiverse kids could be more vulnerable because they don't want to feel so lonely, or they have a hard time distinguishing between appropriate and inappropriate actions. And I know in my case, communication was a huge difficult challenge for me, and it still is in my everyday life. Autism is a broad spectrum, and it's not just like a linear line. It's huge. It's a spectrum. And again, just because one person suffers from one thing doesn't mean another person that has autism suffers from that same exact thing. And maybe if they do suffer from that same thing, again, it's a spectrum, so it can definitely look different. Sorry, I get off topic. This video is very personal to me. I know I mentioned in one of my other videos you can't pick your family, so please be aware of that. I can't pick my family. All I can do is finally stand up for myself and know that other women, you're not alone. These things happen, and we need to raise awareness for sexual abuse. It needs to stop. So some of the things like repetitive play. I know that I don't interact with people very well. I have really no desire growing up when I was a little girl to play or interact with other girls. I know girls like to interact, like they'll set up Barbies in a dollhouse and say, you do this and I'll do that. And it's like a skit almost. I don't enjoy this. But when I was forced to interact with other children my age, I'm sorry, I'm starting to rock because I'm very uncomfortable with this topic. It makes me feel very dirty. But anyways, I was very inappropriate with kids my own age when I was forced to interact, or my family would go to, their families, other friends' houses, and they would have children our age. I was never really allowed to be alone with other kids, and I never understood why. My mom would just tell me, you're inappropriate. But all I was actually doing was mimicking the actions that my stepdad was doing to me since I was a little tiny girl. I remember speaking up multiple times to my mom, and my mom would get very uncomfortable and just leave the room about the conversation. I also remember I grew up in the LDS religion, which stands for Latter-day Saints. Most people know us by Mormon. Sexual abuse is a huge thing I feel like that just goes and gets scooted under the rug in my religion. Why this happens, I'm not sure. I know they have implemented new courses for leaders to take so they can be aware of the symptoms. But me making this video is just one step to help further that process, because I feel like if I don't speak up, then my abuser will just get away with what he did. When I was a little girl, I had sleep issues. I was always awake in the middle of the night. It seemed like 5 days out of the 7 days I was awake in the middle of the night. And my favorite place to go was behind the couch, because it was a small, tight little area, and that was my favorite place to be, was in small, tight, confined spots. This is an autistic trait. I didn't know that at the time. I just thought it was because, I don't really know, I just like small spots. But my dad would come out in the middle of the night when he thought everybody was sleeping, and he would watch pornography on the living room TV while I was behind the couch. I obviously don't think he knew that I was there, but I would wake up to extremely inappropriate noises and I wouldn't know what to do. So I would silently just hide behind the couch until my dad would finally go back into his room. I remember trying to talk to my mom about this, and the result ended up in me being bungee corded in my room in the middle of the night. My dad would tie a rope from my door to the bathroom door or whatever door was across the street. I think it was the bathroom door, and it would make me be locked into the bedroom at night, so that way he could have his gross alone time. This was just one of my many early memories. I'm sorry, I'm very uncomfortable, and so I hope that me opening up to you guys helps anybody. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to gain anything. I'm strictly just wanting to be heard. There needs to be more awareness for sexual abuse. When I turned, I'm not going to use an actual age, but when I hit puberty, so 10, 11, 12 area, I remember this one time I was taking a shower and I had to walk from the shower to my bedroom. And I remember my dad detoweled me and I fell to the ground in embarrassment that I'm laying here naked on the floor, just vulnerable, and my dad's sitting here laughing and looking at me. And I remember looking at my mom and she just didn't do anything. How you can let somebody do this to your own child blows my mind. But yeah, so my dad would detowel me and it was very inappropriate. Along with the touching at a very, very, very young age. The molesting did stop when I got into elementary school, I felt like. But then once I hit puberty and developing breasts, that's when things started happening again, like, being detoweled. Very inappropriate comments were said, and I just I didn't understand why these things were being said to me when I felt like that's what your wife or significant other is for. And again, whenever I would go to my mom about these things, it was kind of pushed back onto me that it was my fault. The more I tried to speak up, the more privileges were actually taken away from me and my sisters. I remember it got so bad that my mom had my stepdad take all of the door handles off all the doors in our house. So that way, I think this was her way of trying to stop my dad. But when someone has an addiction and they need a need filled, nothing's going to stop that desire and need. And I'm sorry. I hope if there's any parents out here that have daughters and you see these disturbing traits or actions that your child is doing, that you seek help. Get them in counseling, do something so you can understand why they're acting like this. I started to socially withdraw when I became a freshman in high school because I couldn't take the abuse at home anymore. I was given a cruise for my birthday from my biological dad when I was 16, and over the summer of 06, I went on a cruise. When I came back, this was August of 2006, and I was taking a shower, and we were in a new house, and in this house, I had my own bathroom in my bedroom. It wasn't a Jack and Jill bathroom, and I didn't have to leave my bedroom to go to the bathroom to shower. So again, it's important for the story. The bathroom was in my own room. And I remember taking my first shower from my cruise, and I look up, and there's a fire alarm inside my bathroom in the bathtub area. And I'm thinking in my head, like, this is so odd. Why in the world my dad's a builder, and I've never, ever seen this in a house. So, I'm very aware of my surroundings because of, what has happened to me my entire life growing up. And I remember looking at the shell of this case on the ceiling, and it said video and audio recorder. And I remember I've never felt so dirty in my whole life. The fact that my stepdad put a video recorder in my bathroom and tried to hide it disgusts me. I remember I waited until everybody was out of the house, and I started pulling it out of the ceiling, and it ran across, my ceiling in my bathroom, and it hit the wall, and on the other side was my parents' closet. So I went in the closet, and in the closet you could go into the attic, and inside the attic, oh my God, the amount of video recorder, and it looked like a Hollywood place with the amount of, I don't even know all of this stuff. But not only that, all of it fed down into our garage. So now I'm trying to follow all the wires from upstairs. So now we go from my bathroom. It goes from my bathroom to my parents' closet and then down into the garage. And down into the garage, he had these 2 white shelving units. When you open them, VHS after VHS after VHS. And I remember taking the shell casing to my mom. Got in the car, because I was driving at the time, and I remember thinking, finally, she's going to leave him. She's going to leave him. And I remember getting to where my mom was working, and I hand her this shell casing, and I told her, look what I found. Dad put this in my bathroom. Please leave. What are you going to do? And I remember she goes, do you like your lifestyle? And what that meant was to like the materialistic things that you have. And I was shocked. This was the moment I knew that my mom liked her materialistic lifestyle more than the well-being of her daughter. There were so many things growing up that I knew were off, were iffy about my parents' relationship and the way they interacted. And this, to me, sealed the deal that if I was going to be safe, that I was going to have to do it for myself. Sorry, I get very emotional over this. So I was 16 years old when this happened, and my dad put a video camera in my bathroom, and my mom chose to stay with this man. So I am here today doing this video to speak up for all of the unheard voices that were abused. Continue to speak up. If you go to one caregiver, a caregiver can be your parent, an extended family member, anybody who takes care of you, even an aide at school. If abuse is going on, speak up. I spoke up multiple times to multiple individuals and felt like my mom was very good at manipulating the story. And because I do have a learning disability, she was easily able to manipulate the story on the actions that were going on. I feel and I know in my heart that I was used as an scapegoat and someone to blame for my dad's disgusting, dirty sex and pornography addiction. Please see and recognize these signs. There's a bunch of resources. Please call the police if someone is coming to you, a child, male or female, with concerns or strange behavior. Worrying about jumping to conclusions is, to me, worse than not saying anything at all. All right, I made it through my story. So please leave any comments. Again, you can't pick your family. This was a very hard video for me to do, and I hope that it helps anybody feel like they're not so alone.